Hello!
This is DS Tech Stuff. I'm the D.
I'm the S.
And this new channel is about looking at old and new tech. And in front of us is the new tech for his new desktop PC.
So to start the series of reviewing all this stuff, we're not going to do in one video. We're going to cover all the parts in 6 to 7 videos. And I am the S. D has gone playing Half-Life 2. He's such a noob. Don't let him hear that, okay? So, to start off is the Asus Prime X370 Pro motherboard. Next is the GTX 1060 6GB OC GPU. Next to it is the power supply Seasonic Focus FX 650 watts, 80 plus gold, certified fully modular. Next is the sexy T-Force Nighthawk with 2 sticks of 8GB memory, giving you 16GB of memory with RGB, really sexy. Next is the Micron 1100 M.2 SSD storage, and it comes with 512GB of storage, enough for Windows and Linux and all the applications in between. Next is the Toshiba 2TB hard drive, runs at 7200 RPM. Next, for the mastermind, is the AMD Ryzen 7 2700 X, and it is compatible with the Asus Prime X370 Pro. Next, for the monitor, is the VX279 LCD IPS monitor. And what makes this thing a beauty is, wait for it, it's frameless. It has frameless design. Now, to stuff all the parts into this, apart from this beautiful monitor, we have the Mastercase H500P by Cooler Master, and it's mesh white. Hard to find the white. And it comes with two 200mm fans. And what makes the fan so special is RGB. Yes, it's RGB fans, 2 of them. And it has 16.7 million combinations. So, really cool. So, to start off this series, we're first going to review the AMD Ryzen 7 2700X.
My son is the luckiest boy who's helped drain my wallet. In the other room, I have an AMD FX 8350 in my PC. He, on the other hand, has the AMD Ryzen 7 2700X. This is the first of a series of reviews on the computer parts we have bought together, so he can have his own desktop PC. He's shown real interest in Blender 3D and he loves art, and so his desktop is geared towards 3D modeling.
And a few games. My dad has tried to strike a balance to what hardware to buy, as I am only 12, but I think he's bought great hardware for me to help me with Blender and will last for a good number of years. With future upgrades on the memory, cooling, GPU being pretty easy to do, today I'm really excited to show off the CPU, the AMD Ryzen 2700X.
I chose this high-end CPU in the $300 price bracket as it has the computational power Blender needs to run, as Blender 2.79 and above can utilize both the CPU and the GPU at the same time to render models and animation. Threadripper would have been overkill for a 12-year-old, and he's only got 6 months of Blender under his belt. I've had an AMD FX 8350 for nearly 6 years myself, and it's worked without a hitch. I do a lot of video and photography as a hobby, and it's been great for that. I'm not a huge gamer, my most recent game being War Thunder, and it plays wonderfully. Games was not a priority for me, but Ryzen seems good on both ends of the table.
I have the AMD 2700X CPU here, and this is the first time I will be opening it. Here it goes. You have to be careful that you don't want to bend any of the 1332 pins.
The Ryzen 2700X was announced on 13th of April 2018 and was launched a few days later on the 19th of April 2018. The release price was $329 US, but now on Amazon.com it's about $320 US. On Newegg it's $329. The Ryzen 2700 non-X is $295. The Newegg, it's the same price, but it's a direct competitor to Intel's i7-8700K. It's the most high-end CPU from the Ryzen 2 family so far. It has 8 cores and 16 threads with a base clock speed of 3.7 GHz and a possible overclock speed of 4.3 GHz. The level 2 cache is 512 kilobytes per core and 16 megabytes of level 3 cache. It pulls 105 watts of power, but the non-X version pulls 65 watts, so if the wattage is of a concern, the non-X is a good bet. It sits on the AM4 socket and supports dual-channel DDR4 2933 memory modules, but I believe it will also support up to 3600 CL16 and CL17 memory. The Ryzen 2 family consists of the Ryzen 5 2600, 2600X and the Ryzen 7 2700 and 2700X, as well as the two models with integrated video if you're on a budget. These are the Ryzen 3 2200G and the Ryzen 5 2400G. Very nice, the G for graphics.
So here we have the AMD fully unpacked. It comes with one RGB cable, one AMD Wraith Prism RGB fan with a stock cooler, AMD instructions, warranty and certificate, and the AMD Ryzen 7 2700X CPU with 1331 pins. Top tip, when you are manhandling the AMD, do not get your fingers dirty with the thermo paste because it is already applied by AMD. So if you accidentally leave a mark, you must wash it all off and reapply. And there we have it. Voila!
The bundle cooler, which is the Wraith Prism, seems really good. But in Taiwan, where we live, we have temperatures of 33-34 degrees outside. In Solomon's room, he has an air conditioner, so that's usually around 23-24 degrees. In my room, I don't have an air conditioner, so on my FX chip, I have a Corsair H100i AIO installed. That's been very reliable, so comparing the AIO with this stock cooler will be interesting to look at. The Ryzen 2700X is an 8-core 16 CPU. The 8 cores means it's like having 8 single-core Athlon 64 CPUs, like this one. So the Ryzen 2700X is an octa-core CPU. The 16 threads means the CPU can execute multiple processors or threads concurrently, supported by the operating system. Threads are essentially the highest level of code that's executed by the CPU. Now, in theory, multiple threads allow for a single processor to perform multiple tasks at the same time. Example, one thread would operate program AI, another thread would deal with the GUI, and another would handle graphical effects.
For the Ryzen, they've stuck with pins, and all new models are compatible with the AM4 socket launched last year. You'll also find this socket on the new X450 motherboards. But good news is, old motherboards based on the X370, B350 and the A320 chipsets are also compatible with both the first gen and the Ryzen 2 CPUs. But to be warned, you may have to update the BIOS on the older motherboards. Here I have the ASUS Prime X370 Pro motherboard, and it says, "Is Ryzen 2 ready?" on the box. Any motherboards manufactured after November 2017 should all be Ryzen 2 compatible. Once the Ryzen 2700X is in my machine, we'll do a full testing running on some games such as Fortnite, Witcher 3, Battlefield 1 and 4,
and my personal favourite, Half-Life 2.
Why?
Because it's really good and I love it. Anyway.
We'll also run some real-world tests on Blender 3D, Photoshop, which I don't do, and video encoding, which I do. Another reason for the 2700X is pretty maxed out on the overclocking side. So no need for me to have any experiments yet with the side of these things. All the power of the CPU is hopefully on the tap straight away.
And the Ryzen 2700X fabrication uses a 12nm silicon over the 14nm on the old Ryzen 1. So the move to 12nm means that clock speeds have been lifted by 6% and all cores overclock around 4.2 GHz and at 50 mV core voltage reduction. The 2000 series draws around 11% less power, which translates to 16% plus performance at the same power as the old Series 1. And the Ryzen 2 has 4.8 billion transistors, which is identical to the Series.
Firmware adjustments have cache latency adjustments leading up to 3 plus 3% IPC, increased DRAM frequency supported to DDR4 2933, better voltage, frequency curves leading up to plus 10% performance. Overall, better boost performance with the Precision Boost 2 and better thermal response with XFR2.
Also, to mention, AMD has introduced their Store MI technology, which pairs your most used files with the fastest storage you have for peak performance. So, if you have multiple storage using both SSDs and your hard drives, you get the best of both worlds. You get speed from your SSD and you get storage size from your hard drives. You can, if you choose, use up to 2 GB of RAM as a last level cache for ultra fast data, but make sure you have the memory to spare if you want to go down that route.
Ryzen 2700X has 16 PCI Express 3.0 lanes for video connections, 4 PCI Express 3.0 lanes for SSDs, 2 SATA 600 ports, and 4 USB 3.0 ports. With the CPU comes heat, and AMD has given very respectable cooler in the form of the Wraith Prison. Yes, I know, you may well ditch it for an aftermarket cooler at the moment, but right now we'll just stick to this one and test it out. It's decent design and it runs at 4.1 GHz, but we'll see.
The Ryzen 2 adds to a better performing CPU than the Series 1. We'll get to see the power of this CPU in the final video showing benchmarks. Now, the Ryzen 2700X Prime X370 Pro motherboard, which will be the next review video. Now, the Ryzen 7 2700X is probably the best option for your money at the consumer level. Its only true competitor is the Intel i7 8700K, which is relatively even on single core performance, but sadly falls short on multi-threaded applications.
It's really great to see AMD firing on all cylinders after what has seemed a long time in the dark. Not knowing what to do and giving Intel a very good reason to be lazy and keep prices so high, ridiculously high. It certainly has been the year for AMD, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. Look at what they've showed off at the Comtex 2018 in Taiwan. Threadripper, 32 core, 64 threads, monster!
Yes, well, that's it for us. We have a load more unboxing videos coming very soon, as well as some tech news videos. Well, actually, mine is, he still has school to go to.
Yeah.
Yes. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Please help us out and subscribe. Click the like button, and thanks for watching. He's the S.
He's the D. Bye.
Bye.